So, for a leader that I'm unfamiliar with, in that I don't know them personally, would be Cesar Chavez. I think in a time like then and even now, when you have issues like that arising, you definitely need a leader to accomplish the goals set out. Without a leader, I think it can get a little crazy and your point might not be heard as well. And during this movement, the Chicano movement, I know there were a lot of different leaders, there were a lot of different people working, helping, protesting all across the country. And in different parts, there were different movements. But with Cesar Chavez in particular, I definitely think he was a successful leader. He organized boycotts and marches, and he was able to have farmer labor unions in place to really help with this Chicano movement. That was a big step. And even the person that really kind of negotiated these plans or the deal to make the farm labor unions was a woman. It wasn't him, but when you think of the Chicano movement, you think of Cesar Chavez and you think of him for a reason because what he did made an impact. And like I said, even though there were a lot of different people, a lot of different parts to this, his organization was definitely the number one reason I think that a lot of this was able to happen, which I think is also could be something to teach us about today, to look for a leader. And a leader I am familiar with, I'm going to pick my boss from the steakhouse I worked at in high school. It was a local business, so everyone knew him. And he was there every night before anyone got there. He was there every night. He made sure, I just bust tables, but he would come make sure I was doing my job. He would never be in his office during open hours while people were dining. He actually would go and talk to all the customers. He would go say hello to people. He'd sometimes sit down and talk to them because everyone knew him and everybody loved him. Um, I know in the back we had a lot of people that didn't even speak English, and he was able to really treat them fairly and help them to complete their job and make sure they were doing their job. He was a great leader as well, a boss, and organized in this way, but I think he was so successful because he was so involved. Like I said, even little things like when I was rolling silverware, he would come by and make sure I was doing it right. And because it was such a small restaurant, I think he was able to accomplish that. But he was successful. On a Wednesday night, they'd have a 90-minute wait. So, the business was successful, but he was also successful in leading the employees.